Welcome back to a Timey Wimey Pod, where each week we dive into the Timey Wimey world of Doctor Who. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Haley.
And this week we are discussing Series 5, Episode 13, The Big Bang.
The Big Bang.
The Big Bang. Big Bang 2.
Yeah. Wow. Like, what an episode. We're here. We're at the
Series
end of
5
Series
finale.
5.
Yeah.
Like, why do I feel like this went so much faster than, like, Series 4?
Well, isn't it, like, one episode shorter? Am I making that up? Isn't this when they started slowly cutting episodes?
It might be, you know what? But the thing is, we also had the Series 4 specials. And then I think we took a break in the middle of Series 4 to cover the current airing season.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And,
yeah.
Belinda.
Yeah. I Shooty and Belinda.
I was like, Shooty and Belinda.
It still feels like we've been here for a good minute.
Yeah. It also, for me, it just feels really quick, but
it feels normal for me mostly. But yeah, how are you doing?
I made it here. It's just your average Monday. It's rained a lot today.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy.
It was, yeah, it really was. I got nervous that like power was going to go out earlier, but thankfully we've been all good.
Yes, knock on wood. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy to be here, enjoying some wine while we chat. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I thought we would change. Maybe I meant to bring this up before we were on mic, but do you think we should do general thoughts before Fantastic Facts? Does that make more sense? Because sometimes it's almost like we'll be in Fantastic Facts and we almost like accidentally start going into general thoughts. So I don't know.
Yeah, but the problem is with general thoughts, I feel like I'm going to go into the whole spiel.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I say for the big episodes like this one, do Fantastic Facts first, but maybe for episodes like, for example, Vampires of Venice, The Lodger, Vincent and the Doctor, well, maybe not that one, but like The Beast Below, like those types of episodes where we can trust ourselves to be more concise in the beginning instead of going on tangents before we like get into the Fantastic Facts. But I mean, we can always switch it up too.
How about we test it with the Christmas Carol and then we'll see how we like it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's do that.
Stay tuned for the Christmas Carol for the format switch. Okay, yeah. So we're going to start with Fantastic Facts. So this episode was once again written by Stephen Moffat. It was directed by Toby Haynes, and it aired, say it with me everyone, June 26, 2010.
Yep.
Now this is one of those things that I feel like everybody knows, but I feel like I have to say it anyways, and that is that Matt Smith came up with the drunk giraffe dance.
And that tracks. Yeah. It does.
All that was in the me too. All that was in the script was that the Doctor was dancing like a drunk giraffe, and Matt Smith took that and somehow he knew exactly what to do. He kind of nailed it. Not gonna lie.
He did. He really did.
Okay, so the only place I could find talking about this scene was TARDIS Wiki, so take that as you will. But apparently there was originally going to be a scene in the museum after the four main characters are all reunited and Amy starts freaking out, and then Rory is comforting her, but they cut it due to pacing. And I guess Arthur Darvill was like really glad that they cut it because he didn't like his performance in that scene.
And that's valid.
Yeah. I feel like he's interesting to see. I know, me too. Yeah.
I agree. Definitely self-deprecating.
Yeah. Where is the Pond podcast?
Okay, thank you. So for those who don't know, because it's been so long since they announced it, Arthur Darvill and I almost said Amy Pond. Wow. Karen Gillan at the end of the year, at the end of 2025, was like, hey y'all, we are going to be making a podcast. And Moffat even got on Twitter and he was like, they interviewed me.
Yeah,
like,
it's going to be great. Episode. Like, where'd he go?
And it's okay, so we record these a week ahead. So today is February 16th. There's still crickets. There's no announcement, no ETA on when the podcast will be out. And it's a problem because, like, Series 5 doesn't really have deleted scenes. And there's not a ton of fantastic facts throughout the series. And I want to know all the insider
I know.
knowledge.
I just like want to hear them talk and like watch them talk. I just want to see it.
Yeah. Me too. Like I want to see them chat about it, have a cup of tea, and it's nowhere.
I'm just like, what happened? Where did it go? Like, they
Yeah.
announced it, but it wasn't even like an official announcement, and then like nothing. So like, where are we?
Where are we? Like I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, but last fantastic fact, you're gonna be gagged by this. I'm
Oh.
very excited. It's not even that crazy, but it's a gag. So we all remember the 11th hour, the infamous what's a duck pond without any ducks line.
Mhm.
So originally, when Amy and Rory go off and they're running away with the doctor at the very end of the episode, there was going to be a shot of the duck pond with a family of ducks, implying that the ducks were like, eaten by the crack or something. But because they ended up doing the scene at Amy's house, that just didn't make sense. So it was cut.
Why didn't they do that?
I know. I know.
They could have. They totally could have. That makes me really sad because I've always wondered what happened to those poor ducks.
I know, and this would have answered that.
So it's canon in my mind, but a shot of that would have been appreciated.
I know. General thoughts.
General thoughts. This is a banger.
It's a big bang.
It is indeed a big bang. And
Mhm.
Moffat ate. He ate with this
He did.
episode.
No, he really did. It's one of the strongest finales I think the show has had. I really enjoy it. It's very fun. It's very heartfelt. It's very sweet. We're recording this like 2 days after Valentine's Day, and I saw some people like on Instagram talking about this being like a good episode to watch on Valentine's Day. And you know what? I'm like, yeah, it really is. Like, it's very romantic in a lot of ways. And of course there's a wedding. Like, who doesn't love a wedding? Yeah, it's a big bang. And anytime River Song's here, I'm happy. Like, that's all I really need. And I'll be like 10 stars.
Yeah, the fact that we get River Song in this episode, we get Amy Pond, Amelia Pond, and Rory Williams, and the 11th Doctor, and we get all of these really great character moments. It's just such a win. It is so good. I love this episode so much. I look forward to it every time I'm in a rewatch. And I don't know why, but for some reason, when I watch this episode, there are like some finer details I just forget, especially if it's been a while. So it's always nice to kind of like remember, oh, yeah, that's how this all worked out. And this is what they did. And in saying that, I do low key always forget how this episode opens.
Me too. After we recorded last week, I had it in my head that I preferred the Pandorica opens to the Big Bang. And then I watched this and I was like, this is good too. Like, they're both really good.
Honestly, they're on equal footing with me. Like, I love both of them.
So. Yeah. But yeah, this episode opens in a weird little universe where stars don't exist.
The stars are going out.
The stars are going out. Ah! Gag.
Throwback to series 4. I always think about that when the stars are going out.
That's so crazy because I didn't think about that at all. I know.
Dang. That is crazy. But yeah, it is specifically 1,894 years after they were all in the Roman Empire, and sweet little Amelia Pond is praying her prayer to Santa about the crack in her wall and her big house. Again, where's her neglectful aunt?
Yeah. Let's talk about this aunt, okay? Because we get even more reasons to beef with her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you start.
Okay. First off, we've already talked at length and established that the mess of her leaving Amelia in the 11th hour with a stranger from space, like, that was damage enough. And we've also talked about how awful it was that everyone gaslit Amelia Pond into being like, your imaginary friend isn't real. Now, in this episode, in place of the imaginary friend is the stars in the sky. Her aunt brings in a therapist, and her and the therapist are like, Amelia, look at this sky. There's no stars. You're crazy. And then they hippity hop over to the museum. Her aunt looks for her. Amelia dodges her aunt, which, like, fine, slay. But her aunt just leaves her. She doesn't demand.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, like, she should have this museum shut down.
Shut down. Like, if I was her aunt, I would be like, I can't think of the word, but I would be putting everyone to work, giving them different zones to search. I would be demanding the security tapes. I would lock that museum down. I wouldn't just go back
Amelia.
and hope she would. Yeah, like walk away and just hope she would find me. What?
I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where a child you know and love is missing, but it is the most horrifying feeling in the entire world. It is the worst.
The absolute worst.
And the whole thing with the therapist and just like when Amelia's talking about the stars and she's like, Amelia, it's like, girl, calm down.
It was too much. It was too much.
The way they're like so pressed about the stars thing and they have to be like, stars aren't real. Like, that's so weird. Like, imagine if kid was drawing like elves and then like their, guardian and therapist was like, elves aren't real.
Or even Santa. Also, why wasn't her aunt and the therapist concerned about her ending up in a star cult? What are you on about?
I guess they have star cults in this timeline.
I guess? I don't know. It was just so bizarre, so unnecessary. I don't know what needed to happen with her aunt, but custody needed to be revoked.
And what's really funny in the museum is that everyone's looking for her, but no one notices the note on the Pandorica that says "stick around, Pod." No one notices that. It's totally normal for random notes to be on like museum artifacts.
Yeah, especially that note. Like, it was very fresh. There is no way it had always been on the Pandorica.
Yeah. No. So it's very funny. And then we get another gag in the episode, and that is opening the Pandorica and seeing Amy.
Yes. And I love that gag. Gag of a century, because we were all obviously expecting 11 to pop up, because that's how the Pandorica opens ended. And so Amy just saying, buckle up, kid. This is where it gets complicated. Mm-hmm. It's just great. I love it.
Good. Yeah. And then we're back in time.
Mm-hmm. We are. And...
Sorry. I was just going to say, the scene is so sad where he's just holding Amy's lifeless body, saying like, so the universe ended. You missed that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up, because it's the way he says it, which is really comical. Like, I just love Rory so much. He's
so good.
So good. And I love as soon as he starts saying, I could do with a ridiculous miracle, 11 with the fez just like spawns. And he's like, hey, Rory, guess what? She's not dead. I mean, she is, but it's not the end of the world. Well, it is. Well, actually, it's the end of the universe. And Rory's face is just like, so like, what is going on? It's really great. And 11 is just babbling away.
That shot of like the 11th Doctor with the mop and the fez and then Rory just on the ground holding Amy, that's another one of those just like iconic shots that was like everywhere for a while.
No, It was absolutely everywhere, forever imprinted on my mind. And 11 gives Rory his Sonic and says, put it in Amy's pocket, put her in the Pandorica, but before you do that, you got to get me out of the Pandorica.
I love when he does get him out of the Pandorica. The doctor's like, oh, I got a future. That's nice. That's just one of those lines that always makes me laugh. I don't know why.
It's so good. I also love, like, he's so confused on how Rory breaks him out. And he, like, has to verify that the Sonic is the same Sonic to believe Rory, which is really funny to me as well.
Yeah. And mind you, Rory missed this whole, like, Pandorica incident. So, like, he doesn't know what's going on.
Wait, no, you're so right. He has no idea all the Doctor's ops conspired against him.
He missed the Op Avengers assemble.
He did. That's actually really funny. 11 does tell Rory, though, once he's out of the Pandorica, that they are in the eye of the storm. So they're the last to go out, which is why they're still there in the Roman Empire. They're still, like, that universe.
They're not in the Roman Empire. I feel like we gotta specify that. They're at Stonehenge. That's not really considered
Stonehenge, Roman Empire. The Romans were there. It all works.
The Romans were there, but I don't know if you can call it the Roman Empire, but I'm with you.
Okay, it's what I wrote in my notes, and I know what I meant, even though it wasn't the legitimate Roman Empire.
Because I understand.
The Romans feel like weren't real.
To be clarified, the Romans weren't real.
No, I mean the Romans in Doctor Who weren't real because they were part of Amy's imagination.
I know. It was just funny.
Girl, in real life, I know they're real. I wasn't saying that.
I know. And then we get one of the best Rory moments of the show. And the Doctor's like, got a lot of things to do. The universe ended. Your girlfriend isn't more important than the whole universe. And Rory just sucker punches him and says, she is to me. And we all love that moment.
It is the most perfect moment. It was so well deserved. And I'm so glad Rory did that to prove that the real Rory is there. Somehow, some way, it's Rory, the Auton version.
Yeah, I love that it was the Doctor testing him a little bit.
I also appreciate that after having multiple instances of Rory dying and seeing Amy's reaction, we see Rory's reaction to Amy dying. And I know that's a little twisted to say, but it's appreciated to see that and see that they are soulmates, Your Honor.
They're always dying. That's their thing. It is nice seeing a little bit of the reverse.
It is. And I love how 11 tells Rory, take that look off your plastic face. You're getting married in the morning.
I know. And then, guys, he waits 2,000 years.
He does. Before we get to that, I do have something I want to bring up. And then, okay. So, sorry guys, I'm mentioning Rose Tyler again.
Yay! The crowd cheers. Everyone take a shot.
I love how in this episode, Amy could touch her younger self, Amelia, but in Father's Day, when Rose touched the baby version of herself, she caused the massive issues in the fabric of time.
Well, it makes sense because they're the universe has already ended. They're in the center of the storm, so it really doesn't even matter at this point. Yeah, I
just always find it interesting.
That is funny. Yeah, when I was looking for fantastic facts, I think the director said this or somewhere, but you know how Karen lifts up her hair or young Amelia's hair like this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was supposed to she was checking to see if her ears were pierced to help determine the date, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun.
Oh wait, that is fun. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, and it's 1996 when this is all happening.
I don't know why, but it doesn't give 90s.
No.
But that part's not really important. But ladies and gentlemen, aliens and people of all kinds, Rory Williams, this is a man. I am sorry to every fictional yearning man out there. Rory Williams has you beat. Pack it up.
2,000. He refuses to leave her willingly, even though she's perfectly safe in that box. Like, literally nothing bad could happen to her. He refuses to leave her and waits outside that box for 2,000 years. He physically pulled the box in the Blitz to safety.
Insane. Diabolical in the best way ever. This is a man.
Yeah. That, like, this is a real man. Like, if your man wouldn't wait for you for 2,000 years, like, he's not your man.
Exactly. This is my Roman Empire. Rory Williams waiting for 2,000 years as a centurion through all of
as plastic.
As plastic, mind you. 11 tells him, like, Rory, you're living plastic, but not immortal. I have no idea how long you will last or survive, my man. Like, you can't be around heat. You can't be around radio signals. You can't heal or repair yourself. Like, dude, I don't know if you'll survive this. But you know what? He does survive it.
I love when they're talking and the doctor's like, why do you have to be so human? And he says, because right now I'm not.
Oh, so good.
And Amy's, like, reaction hearing this whole story in the museum is so good. Like, her face is just so great acting.
It's beautiful all around, and I just love the visuals too of, like, of Rory and the Pandorica through time. That is so good, and I love how he comes and saves the day when the Dalek reawakens.
Oh, me too. But real quick, I was going to say, does this count as a Rory death? Because we think for a second that he died in the Blitz. So I feel like that kind of counts as one of his deaths.
Does it? He never clarifies what happened. So, like, did he die? Or
but the show wants the audience to think that he did die. So I feel like
doesn't mean he actually did.
No. I don't think he did, but we're made to think that he did.
Yeah, but I don't count this as a death because we don't see it happen.
Fair enough. Yeah, I love him, like, showing up, shooting the Dalek, and he's now a security guard. You know, he finally changed his outfit after so many years.
He's like, I've had it. I've had enough of this Roman garb. Like, my skin needs a breather. It's been 2,000 years. If I'm going to wait, like, 2,000 more...
It only took getting to World War II for him to give up the Roman card.
Maybe it burned off.
It might have.
Maybe that was his, like, defense.
Yeah.
Against the flames.
But I love their reunion. It is the way they run to each other and, like, hold on to each other. It's so sweet.
It's really sweet. I also love how, like, 11 says to Amy and Amelia, come along, pawns. I don't know, just, like, the plural of that is when it's Amy and Amelia is just really sweet.
I love when he's using the vortex manipulator and he calls it cheap and nasty time travel and he's trying to give it up. Very fun.
Yeah. So, Doctor, interesting, because this whole show you've had so much beef with the vortex manipulator. Is it that you have beef, or is it that you know you can't stop yourself?
We all know what's superior, but it is a little bit easier, and it seems like maybe a little more accurate.
True.
Yeah, as long as it's working. I feel like half the time we see a vortex manipulator, it's, like, not working. So
no, you're so right. Oh, also, 11 picks up a fez.
Yes, the fez. Okay, what do we think about the fez?
I love that fez. I don't understand the beef and the hate that Amy and River specifically have with this fez. I don't understand why River had to, like, destroy it. What's the problem with the fez? The fez is fun.
I like the fez. I'm glad it's not permanent, but it's fun. I like it.
No, I wouldn't want it to be permanent, but, like, the beef they have is a little Little too much for me.
They will never let the Doctor have a hat. That it's not
No.
allowed.
They hate a hat on that man, and it's just really rude. So that's my opinion. Fezzes are cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I love what, like, later on when he's like saying it, he's just like, I wear fez now. Fezzes are cool. Like, just so matter of fact. It's so funny.
Same.
And this is when we see a second version of the Doctor show up.
Yes. And this version is what I called the blue bow tie version. And he's dead.
He's dead. Or is he?
But
yeah, this is another gag. We find out he's dead and he has like 12 minutes. I love how sweet Rory is in this scene. Like, he feels so bad to leave like the dead Doctor.
Yeah.
And he even like covers him up in his jacket. Like, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it's really sweet. And you just see Amy kind of like detach herself from the moment and the situation and being like, because 11's like, well, you know, like basically yells at Rory and just says, are you in charge? Because we got 12 minutes to save the universe, to save space and time. And you also see in this moment, Amy just kind of like detach herself a little from the situation so she can go and help the Doctor. But I think this is the moment where she says, he can't actually be dead. Or is that later on when they're back to witness that?
I don't know. I think she says it here, but I could be wrong.
It's a little timey-wimey, guys. So some of like the small details we might be saying out of order, but oh well. But it's that moment also, is so sweet with Rory.
At the end, shouldn't there still be two versions of the Doctor?
Wait, what do you mean?
No, I guess not. Never mind. I was just thinking, like, in my head, like, when does the loop close? Like, but it actually makes sense now that I think about it, because back in time, I'm not gonna explain it. It's gonna be more confusing, but it makes sense because it does close the loop, you know.
Wait, does the Doctor who like died, that version of 11, did he actually wear a blue bow tie, or did I just think he wore a blue bow tie?
I think you were just, I don't know where you got the blue bow tie from, but I don't know what, I was not paying attention to the bow tie colors in this episode.
Maybe it's because that scene, it was kind of shadowed. I don't know.
They would have been wearing the same bow tie.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. Like, why would he change that? Anyways, okay. Sorry, guys.
Oh, and Amelia disappears in this moment.
She does. I also love how 11 goes back to Amelia to steal the drink to give to Amelia. Really funny. Yeah. But yeah, she disappears because she technically doesn't exist anymore because history is still collapsing. And so that's when 11 is really like, y'all, we have 12 minutes, pack it up, let's go. And that's when they go to the roof.
And they go to the roof. Oh, Rory has super hearing now because of the plastic.
He does. I forget exactly how he phrases it to Amy. Sorry, guys. If you're watching the video, you'll see that I keep accidentally...
It's happened like 4 times now. That's a record.
I know. That is a record. I keep getting like buttons or bubbles pop up, emojis. So apologies. But yeah, they go to the roof, like you said. And yeah, Rory's... I forget exactly how Rory phrases it, but it's
trust
really
the
funny.
Plastic.
Yeah, trust the plastic. It's great. And that's when they see the sun, but it's not the sun.
Yeah, it's the TARDIS exploding. And poor River, like we talked about this last week, but poor River, she's just like stuck in this endless loop of trying to save the TARDIS and it exploding with her inside. And yeah, it's horrible.
It's awful. Like, she's just stuck in this forever loop. And it's because the TARDIS wanted to save River, and so the TARDIS sealed off the control room and put River in that time loop to keep her alive. But that means that she's at the heart of the explosion. But then 11, with his vortex manipulator, teleports into that TARDIS, and this is when we get one of my favorite Doctor and River moments of all time.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
And what sort of time do you call this?
I love it. I love their married couple antics. It's my favorite thing. And the way he just looks so like casual and suave up against the TARDIS doors. So good.
Yeah.
And then they teleport like back down to Amy and Rory, and their like arms are linked together, which is always a nice detail that I personally appreciate.
Wait, why did I notice that?
I don't know.
My noticing has been off lately.
Yeah, hey, you're noticing the color of the bow tie, so you got something.
That is true, unless I noticed wrong, which I think I did, because a blue bow tie doesn't make sense.
Oh. Yeah, that's a little embarrassing. River reveals she dated a nesting duplicate once with swappable heads. And that's her thing. She loves swappable heads, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I love I love the like little team up with Amy and River to destroy the Fez. I mean, R.I.P. the Fez, but the two of them having that little moment, I love.
Yeah, that part is funny. I love how like that's the first thing she mentions when she's back. She's like, oh, "What is on his head?"
Yeah. Most importantly, we need to address this. Yeah, and then
they hear the Dalek again.
This is the never mind. I'm JK. I was gonna say this is the only Dalek of this season. Nope, not true at all.
Oh no, because we had Victory of the Daleks.
Yeah, and last week.
And last week, the way I was gonna be like, no, you're right, and then
you know what it was. My brain was skipping forward to the series 6 finale when we see a Dalek, and that is the only time in that series that we see a Dalek. I was mixing up my facts.
The way I was like, that's not true, Ellen. The first not true. I was like, no, the first episode they're with the Dalek. That's series 7.
Yeah. We're all mixed up.
What is with us being mixed up? You know, the Big Bang has gotten to our heads.
Hey, the universe exploded, guys. Like, it's not our fault.
It really isn't. Can we talk about the moment where River is facing the Dalek and the Dalek is like, spare my life. Like, I know you will because you're with the doctor. And she's like, I'm River Song. Check your records
again. So good. Only River Song could make a Dalek beg for mercy. It's so good. One of my favorite moments. It's peak. It's so iconic. And the whole thing, I don't think you remember this, but the idea of a Dalek begging for mercy, we'll come back around to that one day.
Ooh.
I knew you'd want to remember.
Will you tell me now?
No, we'll get to it one day.
Mercy, give me mercy.
You'll see one day. It'll come back. What else can we say about this River Dalek scene?
Nothing, because it's a mic drop moment. It's great.
It's so good. It's so iconic. But I love when she goes back down to Amy and Rory, and they're like, "What happened to the Dalek?" And she just says, "It died." So good.
So good. I also love how they're like, River, where did the doctor go? We thought he was dead on the stairs. And she's like, rule number 1, the doctor lies.
Of course.
Another Hall of Fame moment.
Yeah. Truly the number 1 rule of the show. Truly the thing that every companion should be told the moment they step onto the TARDIS.
Is this the first time this concept is mentioned? Because I feel like it's not.
It's hard. Things like this are hard because it's like, do I think it's been said before because I remember other episodes when it's said? Or is this the first time it's been said at this point? It might be the first time it's been said at this point.
It might be. I'm like searching it up real quick to see. Okay, this is the first mention of it. We will hear it again though.
Yes, we definitely hear it again. But yeah, good to know. First mention. So
Crazy.
then we find out that the Doctor's plan is to basically fly the Pandorica into the heart of the explosion. That way, like, it will bring life back to the rest of the universe.
Yeah, and the whole thing with him dying was like a diversion. I mean, he wasn't doing well after getting like struck by the Dalek, but he was still alive. He just needed to go to the Pandorica because he knew they would all stop him.
So basically, like, if he does this, like, everything will come back except for him. He won't exist. And
Yeah.
River's explaining this whole thing to Amy. And what struck me watching it today was I bet she's thinking about how if he does that and he no longer exists, that would kind of make it so that she would no longer exist.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, and she can't even like,
Oh.
yeah, and she can't even like really say that. Because one thing about River's song is she
No.
is having to do like 5 levels of acting at all times.
Yeah. And by the way, she is so dedicated to not spoiling anything. Like, I commend her.
She's a professional.
She is. Skipping ahead to the end, which we're not going to actually talk about the end yet, so don't worry. That just Loki makes me think of when she pops up at Amy and Rory's wedding. Like, that's the last little part. Like, that, like, she would have been the last thing to vanish from time if Amy hadn't remembered.
Yeah, I can see that. It's so sad when River says like, oh, he wants to talk to Amy, and Amy's like, oh, he doesn't want to talk to you. And River says like, he doesn't really know me yet.
That makes my heart break so much.
I know.
Especially because she follows up by saying now he never will. And just the thought of like this version of River, like two ships crossing in the night.
And it's so like hard for her. Like, think about everything. Thinking about this episode from her perspective is like heartbreaking the whole time because she's with all these people who don't know who she is, and she knows everything about all these people.
Yeah, and it's insane. Like, she's learning that the Doctor, if all of this happens like he says it will happen with the Big Bang too, the Doctor, he will be in the void between universes.
Dang. So then Amy goes to talk to the Doctor, and they finally, they're once again talking about, girl, your house is way too damn big for just you and your negligent aunt.
Yeah. 11 is like, Amy, come on, really think. Like, all of those rooms, only your aunt who's really neglectful, like, girl, be so for real.
The way they word it, like, we only really get to see like her parents later on, and they're only really like directly mentioning her parents, but the way he talks about it with like there's so many rooms, it's like, does Amy have siblings?
No, I thought about that when I was watching this earlier. I was like, wait, actually, is that what he meant?
I wonder if that was like something that was going to be included, but like they didn't actually include it.
That, yeah, because I mean, how can you find a sibling for someone like Amy Pond?
It would be hard. It'd be hard to be Amy Pond's sibling. But the house is still too dang big for just her and her parents and maybe her aunt.
Yeah, maybe. Did she have an uncle?
Did she have an uncle? We'll never know.
Was it like an extended family situation where like her grandparents lived there?
Oh, maybe. Did she have cousins?
Her aunt. Did her aunt have kids?
Let's hope not.
No, literally, please. Those poor children. And literally any timeline. Let's be so for real.
No, literally.
But he does tell her that nothing is ever forgotten, Amy. Not really, but you have to try. You'll have your family back. You'll have no need for your imaginary friend anymore. How
sad. And he also tells her like the whole reason he took her to travel with him in the first place is because of all this, because she didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And he says, the girl who didn't make sense, how could I resist?
I love how that's worded, and
Me
I
too.
love how he says, Amy Pond, crying over me, eh? Guess what? Gotcha.
I love it. And then I love the Geronimo that they get when he's like flinging himself into the explosion. And I love how Alex Kingston delivers that line, delivers the Geronimo. It's so good. It's so layered. It's like a little funny and a little sad at the same time. So good.
So good. And by the way, him doing like all of this, like I think you mentioned this, would fix all the cracks in time.
Mm-hmm. And lucky for him, he wakes up in the TARDIS.
Except then he realizes it's time to rewind.
Rewind. That's the second time you've done that on this podcast.
I know. I don't know what's in me and why this, but I feel like this week it's way more applicable.
There's a major rewind.
Yeah. We find out they went to Space Florida.
And I say we were robbed. And we were robbed of that Amy Pond outfit.
That outfit is so fun. I want to see Space Florida. What's the tea there? What's it like?
Why is it called Space Florida? Why is it not called Space California? Like, what's the deal there?
Yeah, I was like, well, California and Florida are very different states, but I know, Space Florida, like, it doesn't matter. It could be completely different.
Do they have space alligators?
Do they have space? Well, never mind. I was going to ask, do they have space sharks? But we do know this.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler.
Spoilers. It's coming very soon.
And we rewind to the Lodger.
We do.
The Lodger universe, I guess. And we get to see Amy leaving the notes. And the doctor's calling for her. And then we get an iconic reveal. A gag of all gags.
He's in the Time of Angels. The so-called continuity error that everyone was complaining about was indeed intentional, because that was a different version of the 11th Doctor telling Amy Pond to remember and to trust in him.
I remember watching this and being like, oh my gosh, I'm still obsessed with this, but I remember like watching this the first or second time going through this series and being so gagged. And I think it's such a fun little twist.
I completely agree. I am so with you. I remember being so gagged and just being so shook. It's so good. I love how they wrote that. And then he goes by Amelia Pond's bed. I honestly think this is the most well-known line from Doctor Who of all time. Telling her, we're all stories in the end. Just make it a good one, eh?
And this is probably one of my favorite quotes of the show. And I was particularly obsessed with this quote when I was younger. I used to have this, like, my friend, like, she does calligraphy. What's it called?
Calligraphy.
Shout out to my friend Jackie. She like wrote it on this like piece of paper that was like a map of the world, and she wrote it all fancy. She wrote this quote, and I had it like in a binder or like in my wall on my wall at my parents' house for like ever. It was so iconic. That's how much I loved that quote.
And it's a good quote. Like,
it is
one of the best quotes out there from like any sort of media. Just, I love it. I love it so much. Like, I can't even explain it. It's just so good and so legendary.
And he's basically trying to like, I wanted to say Pavlov her, but that's not really the right thing. But he's like trying to make her remember him, you know, going into detail about the TARDIS, the blue box, the bluest of blues, talking about all the adventures they've had. It's very sweet and like very sad, but it's fun on the rewatch when you like know what he's doing and you know this is all part of his plan. And then at the end he says, I think I'll skip the rest of the rewind. I hate repeats, which is like kind of a funny like almost break the fourth wall gag.
Yeah, it really made me think of like every single version of the Doctor rewinding. Because isn't rewind. Because isn't that like kind of the not suggestion? What's the word? Not initiation. Why can't I think of the word? Implication. Thank you. Because it's like the implication, right?
Yeah. I always do think about it how like it would just rewind like series 4 through 1. I didn't even think about like the rest of the show, but I do think about like, oh, he doesn't want to relive his like RTD era.
He's like, I cannot go through the Lazarus experiment again. Thank you very much.
We can't watch Human Nature again. Like,
I personally cannot go through Love and Monsters.
So true. Yeah, he said, I'm gonna skip that. And then he just says to her, live well, love Rory. So sweet.
So sweet. And then he climbs in the crack and the crack disappears.
So true. So true.
I cannot keep that in.
You have to. I'm demanding you keep that in. Okay. That is so funny.
Okay.
Okay. And then Amy wakes up, and it is every time this scene happens, it's so weird for me. It's just so weird to see her parents. And don't get used to them, because we will never hear or see from these people ever again. They might as well have not come back, because they like do not matter ever again.
Yeah, it's to the point that like Loki, did the crack in time come back specifically just for the two of them?
It might have. And it's like we see like Rory's dad later on, but we literally never see or hear from her parents ever again. And also they look nothing like her. They don't feel like her. They like, if I were to picture Amy Pond's parents, I would picture them how like people imagine Harry Potter's parents, like Lily and James Potter. Like that's who I would visualize as Amy's parents. I don't know who these people are. These do not look like Amy Pond's parents.
They really don't. Like I would have expected one of her parents to at least be ginger. Like I don't know. They're not giving the Ponds.
No, not at all. I do love how she like hugs her dad and she says, "You're my tiny little dad."
That is cute. And I love how she's like, wait, why am I surprised to see my parents?
It is very cute. Like, even though it's like kind of weird to see them because it's like, who are you? It is very sweet to like know she was without her parents for like her whole life. And she's finally seeing them again for the first time since she was like at least 10, you know?
Yeah. And I do love how we still know she had her imaginary doctor, at least at the very least in her dream. She still has like her TARDIS and her dolls of the doctor and her. So we know the doctor is in her mind still.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? She is a gorgeous bride. I am kind of obsessed with her whole wedding look.
It's iconic. It's so beautiful. And even though it's like a very 2010s wedding look, it's so very like classic and like gorgeous. And I always love it. Like it doesn't feel super dated to me.
No, it doesn't. I think the dress is very fun. It feels like it feels like a dress you would see at like a wedding for a 21-year-old. Like 100%. And I'm not even trying to say that in like a shady way, but it makes sense for her character. The reception hall is very like, this is the town reception hall where all the like kids get married at. The decor is kind of terrible. Like, why are there balloons here?
It's kind of bad. It's kind of really bad. Even for 2010. I'm sorry. It's just bad.
It's too many balloons. I feel like we're in the movie It. Like,
and you're correct, because why are there balloons at a wedding like that?
Just red balloons. It's odd.
Very odd. We have a surprise wedding guest that we just see out the window.
And the fact that seeing River is what makes Amy stand up and start to like put the pieces back together. I love that. Like the fact that it's seeing River is so special to me, and I just love that.
Me too. And I love how River leaves her diary for Amy. And I also love how right as her dad finally goes to start his speech, Amy is like, I'm sad. Why am I sad? Why am I crying? I don't know why I'm crying.
Once again, crying without knowing why you're crying. It's her favorite thing to do. That's her whole thing.
Yeah. No, it is her whole thing. And poor Rory, he's just so confused in this moment.
I feel so bad for Rory in this scene. Like, your new wife is just suddenly like super sad and depressed and crying, and you're like, what did I do?
And then she just stands up and starts talking about her so-called imaginary friend.
Mm-hmm. And this is so good. This is one of my favorite moments. I just love how she literally brings him back. She literally does it. She says, "Raggedy Man, I remember you, and you were late for my wedding." And it's so iconic.
I love how, like, when Rory asks her, like, Amy girl, what are you doing? She says, like you said, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Mm-hmm. And then the TARDIS pops up with 11. I love that. I love that her tear hitting the diary did that.
Yes, I love that shot.
Like, everything worked together so good. Here's everyone at her wedding, like, being like, oh my gosh, she needs to go back to the psychiatrist. Now she's
They're like so annoyed
vindicated.
with her. Her mom and her aunt are so annoyed.
They're like, all those psychiatrists.
I love when the TARDIS shows up and you can just hear Rory in the background. He's like, I was plastic. He was the stripper at my stag. It's one of my favorite moments. Just Rory like saying all this to like, I think his now mother-in-law. So funny. It's my favorite thing.
Can we talk about how we do not see Rory's parents at this wedding?
Where is Brian?
Where is he?
Where's Brian?
I would love to know. The disrespect. And we're okay, so we're ignoring Amy's kiss comment because we don't need to talk about that.
Okay. I hate that comment. It's like, why we've come so far. We've come so far. But I interpret it more as like, it's just a high on the adrenaline, like an excitement. We saved the day moment, you know. You're high on the moment, but I don't like it. I mean, you just saved the universe. You just brought the Doctor back.
Fair enough.
The Edge, like, it's a big moment, you know. She remembered him. They're at the wedding. Emotions are high. People do crazy things, but I'm not justifying
that is true.
it. To be fair, I don't like it at all. It's bad. I love the Doctor saying, "I'm Amy's imaginary friend, but I came anyway."
It's great. And I love him calling Rory Mr. Pond. Mm-hmm. And Rory's like, that's not how it works. And 11 is like, yes, it is. And Rory's like, wait a second. Actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
And I love it. And seeing the 11th Doctor, seeing the Doctor in general dance at a wedding is so sweet to see and like so fun for him, and it's immediately just such a better vibe than the last time he was at a wedding.
Oh yeah. At first I was thinking Runaway Bride, but technically the last time he was at a wedding was Donna's second wedding.
Yeah, I don't count that though, because he was on the outskirts watching from afar. Like Donna's first wedding to Lance, he was like, sorry, I don't know why I pronounced Lance like that. He was in the reception, yearning.
Yeah.
Mourning. Grieving.
Yeah, so this all sides, no matter what you consider his last wedding, this is a much better experience.
100%. And the Matt Smith giraffe dance move, perfection.
Perfect. And I love his wedding look. I love the little like suit and tails and hat and scarf. It's a great look. I love him watching Amy and Rory dance, and he says, 2,000 years. Good on you, mate.
It's just so good.
You know, giving his final approval of Rory. We already knew, but yeah, it's still sweet.
It's really sweet. And this is really weird. Like, the Amy and Rory dynamic is, I mean, that's been solidified for a moment, but it's really solidified after this point.
Yeah, to me, I think like it really solidifies for Amy in Amy's choice when she loses Rory. But after in this episode, everything with the Pandorica, like that is what really, like, these two are good. These, like, they will go through tough things in the future.
Yeah,
we will talk about it, but like these two are solid after that. Like, and their relationship is solid. Their feelings for each other are solid. There are no doubts going forward that it's Amy and Rory.
100% agree. And I just love it. And then we see 11 dart out to his TARDIS.
We get what I consider a proposal scene.
And you are correct in a way, because it is.
So River shows up in this fabulous like fur black coat.
Good.
So good. She never misses.
No.
And she asks if he danced, and then he says, of course you danced, because he always dances at weddings.
Which is not true, but I love that he says that. And he asks if she's married, and she says yes. And then he asks her, oh, did you think I was proposing marriage to you? And she's like, yes. And 11 is just like sputtering, panicking.
I love that she's just messing with him. It's the best.
It is the best, but this is their proposal, Your Honor.
Exactly. It is their proposal. And it's also the moment she teases Series 6.
It is, because he asks, who are you? And she's like,
who are you?
You're going to find out very soon now. And I'm sorry, but that's when everything changes.
So, do we think that Stephen Moffat knew at this point? Do we think he knew everything? Yeah, I agree.
At this point, for sure, I think he knew.
Yeah, I agree. I see people like will point out the scene on the roof when she's like, "Oh, the Centurion is here," but it's like she's doing 5 levels of acting. You got to understand.
Yeah, and also like, oh yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm like, did she know that Rory came back last week?
She's never met Rory until this point. Well, I mean, yeah.
Wait, no, you're right. She hasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5 levels of acting for sure. Give the girlie a break.
No, give her an Oscar.
No, literally, where is her Oscar? Where is her Golden Globes? Where's her Emmy? Where's her Tony Award? Where's her Nobel Peace Prize? Like, where are they?
Where's her BAFTA? Like, hello.
Hello.
And then Amy, Rory, and the Doctor are in the TARDIS, and they get a call about an Egyptian goddess loose on the Orient Express in space.
I'm always bummed that we like don't get that story with Amy and Rory and 11, because that sounds like it would be a vibe with all of them. But that phone call does interrupt 11 when he's talking about how something had to have caused the TARDIS explosion. We got to figure out what. And is that for Series 6? Maybe. Or maybe it's for Series 7.
Maybe.
I guess
maybe we won't get the answer for like a very, very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I'm a little fuzzy on the answer.
I think I remember when it gets revealed, but I could be wrong.
No, me too. I think it's Time of the Doctor, right?
I think so.
Okay. So, okay. Yeah. I do love how Rory kind of, not yells, but he's like, 11, you just saved the whole of space and time. You should take the evening off.
Take the night off, yeah. No, that is funny. I just wanted to talk about the Orient Express thing real quick again, just because I always think it's funny how they like have that moment here talking about the Orient Express in space, and then they do that episode later, and it's like different, you know, not an Egyptian goddess, but it is kind of funny to think about, like, oh, the doctor just took like a really long time to get around to answering that call.
That, or he's been on 2 different Space Orient Expresses.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense considering something that happens in future episode. But well, we'll get to it one day.
One day, someday.
Probably next year.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. That's crazy.
Stay tuned. Yeah, I love Amy saying goodbye.
Yeah, I love how she's like, "It's time to say bye."
It's
and Rory's like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Goodbye." To the world and everyone back at their. I want to know, like, the wedding guests, what did they think about them disappearing?
I mean, I feel like if they know Amy and Maury, they should be like, yeah, that this tracks. Like, they're not like stable people.
No, they're really not.
But yeah, it's always kind of funny to think, like, going forward, thinking about Amy and Maury's friends, because they're just like, Amy and Maury are just like always gone.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to talk later on as their arc continues about like how traveling affects their lives, because we do get to see quite a bit of like the impact all of this is having on them. And it'll be fun to talk about in the future.
It will be. I really like that we'll be able to talk about that aspect, because I always find that conversation really fascinating and really fun to have about like how it affects them and everyone around them in their lives, traveling with the doctor. But what an episode.
What a big bang.
A big bang it was. I love this episode. Stellar episode. Like I said in the beginning, Moffat ate with this. Like, I don't have any problems with this episode. It's so strong. I really love it. I really do.
I forget just how good it is. It's a really strong overall finale. Like, yes, there are questions at the end, like, why did the TARDIS blow up, and like other things, but I feel like it does wrap up everything really well. And I love that it just like, the whole series was really just like the night before Amy's wedding, and it all led up to the wedding, and then now they're going on the most amazing honeymoon of all time.
Imagine being able to flex like your honeymoon is traveling with a doctor.
All of space and time. Kind of iconic. Kind of like the best.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's just so, I just love it, and I love like this trio. And I love that we will get to keep talking about them next series.
Yeah. And I do, before we get into, heart of the story, favorite character, I do have a question for you. What are your thoughts and feelings? Did this reboot every single episode that happened in Series 5?
No.
Did they actually go visit Vincent, or did that get fixed?
Because people people go kind of crazy with this reboot, and they like to say that like everything that we have seen in the entire show up to this point was rebooted and no longer happened, which has literally been proven false, like with the 60th specials, because hello, like everything we have seen beforehand has happened. So it really upsets me when people are like, actually series 1 through most of 5 didn't actually happen. Yes, it did. Okay.
Okay, whenever I've always just limited it to like the Series 5, not from Series 1 to 5 whenever I've thought about this. I don't know why I never even thought of previous seasons. I asked you that question because I found a comment on the original Reddit thread reacting to this episode from 15 years ago. And I really liked this idea. Unfortunately, the user is deleted, so I don't know who wrote this. But whoever it was wrote that their opinion is that when Amy remembered the doctor, it brought the memory back for Rory too. And I suspect it brought the memories back for everyone else who saw and interacted with them too. So in essence, none of it had happened until she brought him back. Then it suddenly all happened again.
Oh, yeah, that I agree with.
Yeah, so I like that comment. I feel like that's That tracks. That makes a lot of sense.
Me too.
So, Rebecca, who is the star of the show?
It's a tough one. I am going to give it to the promo pictures that go with this episode of Amy, Rory, and the Doctor in their wedding outfits. And they're like in these like cheesy wedding poses. And it's kind of like the photo shoot's very awkward because it's almost kind of framing it as like, who's the wedding to? Like, it's kind of who's the groom? Like, it's a very awkward but iconic photo shoot. And I love it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know the photos I'm referencing?
I think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who is the star of the show for you?
That's why I froze up there for a minute, because I was trying to think of who my star of the show is, because it's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I already have used Amelia Pond, the younger version, in the 11th hour. I think that was my favorite character from that episode. So I feel like I can't do her again. So instead, I will give it to the Fez. The Fez is my favorite star of the show, because it was the star of the show until it got destroyed.
Oh, I meant to bring this up earlier, but I like the line where he says, I can buy a Fez. And maybe he does.
Yeah. Something tells me he does.
Yeah. We'll see. What is the heart of the episode?
That we're all stories in the end. Just make it a good one.
Yeah. And remember, do we have any reviews from the past?
We sure do. So this first review is from IMDb. It was written on June 26th, 2010 by the user Simon Robert Russell. And he said that it was absolutely genius to link back to the first episode and show us the clues he left sprinkled throughout the first series. Shows remarkable confidence from Stephen Moffat. Such complexity also shows the respect he has for his audience's intelligence. This two-parter was the best season finale so far in New Who, and wipes away the memory of Tennant as the Yoda Doctor with the Master.
Oh, yeah. Kind of forget about that.
Yeah. As for Matt Smith, brilliant as usual, especially in the more emotional scenes with young Amy, and it was all handled a lot better than the somewhat over-the-top style we got from Tennant and Davies. While other dramas seem to lose their way, and in parentheses they put the shows Lost and Heroes.
The downfall of Heroes. The downfall of Heroes is actually so tragic. 10 out of 10, stellar cast, amazing premise, and it pains me.
It's actually traumatizing.
Yeah.
But he continues by saying, Doctor Who goes from strength to strength, and as long as Matt and Steven are around, I don't see that changing.
Team.
And
facts.
The reference to Heroes and Lost just took me out. Yeah. Okay. I had to include a 1-star review.
You gotta.
I gotta. So this is by the user Syra526, and this was written on July 16th, 2010. And they wrote that, well, the title of their review is Doctor Who No More.
Okay. I'm already annoyed.
So they write, the whole season was worthless. I remember watching the show as a kid and finding it interesting, but nothing really worth my time. When it came back with RTD holding the reins, it was brilliant. That first season with Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor made me actually take a step back and say, well, finally, there's something to waste an hour on every week.
Okay.
Of course, I was upset when David Tennant took over. It took a few episodes for me to get used to him. But in my honest opinion, he turned out to be the best. Now he's gone, and in all fairness to Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant, I had to give Matt Smith a chance too. Wrong, and really, really wrong. I wasted 13 hours watching that travesty, and I would just like to ask for a refund.
Oh my gosh. You're so dramatic.
If it was canceled tomorrow, I wouldn't even flinch. I put the 5th season of Doctor Who in the same category as I put the Torchwood disaster Children of Earth. A waste of time.
So this person just has no taste, is what I'm hearing. I continue.
A waste of time that should be totally disregarded by anyone who calls themselves a fan.
That is insane things to say, because Series 5 and Torchwood Children of Earth are like arguably two of the strongest things that show has produced. Like, we'll get
Agreed.
into it before we're wrap up, but like Series 5 is up there for me with Series 1. Like, it is such a strong series overall. And to say you want a refund, like, get a life. Stop being so. That is the most insane review I think we've read in a long time.
I want to hear what they thought about the reality war if they were still watching.
No, there's no way they made it to the reality war.
I'm sorry
if you're about Series 5.
Like, I just don't understand complaining about Series 5. It doesn't have to be your favorite, but to completely trash it, no, absolutely not.
I can't get over the Children of Earth comment either. That is crazy.
It's literally known as the best season of Torchwood.
Yeah. Wow. I'm like heated after that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Is that all the reviews?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to our Series 5 discussions.
Yeah, it has been so fun, and thank you if you have watched along. This is our first series we've done a video, like with video, so that's fun. I don't know what I'm doing with my hand, if you can see me.
I know, I don't know what I was doing.
Apologies for that, but we really appreciate each and every one of you, and next week we will be doing our Series 5 wrap-up. After that is when we'll be talking about A Christmas Carol, but if you have any hot takes, controversial opinions, if you want to share your favorite parts of Series 5, your favorite episodes, let us know. Send us an email, send us a DM on Instagram, leave us a comment on TikTok. Let us know.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to listen to our Series 5 wrap-up, because the wrap-ups are always our favorite episodes to record. Yeah. And no one ever listens to them, so you should really listen. They're really
You should.
Fun.
They're really fun, and also we usually have some sort of beef.
Oh yeah, there's always something.
Yeah, there's always something. So we'll see. This might be the first series where there isn't, but I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I have no idea what how are we gonna rank Series 5?
That's next week's problem.
So true. But until then, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Timey Wimey Pod.
And email us anything and everything to timeywimeypod@gmail.com, and leave us a rating on Spotify, leave us comments on Spotify. We love interacting with you guys, and yeah, it's been fun.
It has. Our first series before new logo too.
It is. I love our new logo. Hope you guys enjoy it as well.
Yeah. But yeah, see you guys next week.
Bye guys.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.